go for it.
Okay. Have went.
Have went.
Video is unavailable. I think looks like Cowart's the only non-us that's in here right now.
I think so. I didn't see anybody in the chat that wasn't us.
Pathwarden Tarathiel. It does have a nice ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
The video is showing an error on Twitch, or maybe I need to reload.
Yeah, try reloading. It's going fine for me.
Yeah, I've got it up.
Yep. Okay. Just need to reload. All right. Next on the chopping block, we're going to do a day in the life of Kal'duun.
Yes. Although all these days in his life have been underground mostly. So a day in the life is sleeping on stone and eating rations out of a backpack.
Sleeping on comfortable mushrooms.
Yeah. I wonder if that mushroom shield, would be a good pillow.
All right.
Probably.
If you guys are ready, we'll jump off. I'll mute, and Mike, if you'll do the same.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I might have to jump out and follow along on Twitch because I got to go for a drive and pick up a child.
Okay.
Hey, go for it. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you showing up tonight.
No, thank you. This was awesome. I look forward to hearing everyone else's day.
See you, Mike.
All right. I think Mike has left the building. Kilroy's his cousin Kal'duun is on the screen right now. There we go. All right. So we're going to start exactly from the same point. This is all happening while Tarathiel is out doing his thing. So it's 8 a.m.-ish, first thing in the morning. You've come out of Drakthar's way. You've spoken with Jinya and taking care, essentially, of Oryx's body and Drakthar's body, and spent the night at the Drunken Morkoth.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up in the morning, and you too are 5th level. Let's talk about 5th level Kal'duun.
So Kal'duun's a wizard, and 5th level for wizards is pretty boring. They don't get much.
Yeah, just 3rd level spells.
Just third level spells.
Oh my goodness.
So I thought about it, and he's it was a really difficult decision. He's getting Fireball.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer, I believe.
Yeah, and Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay. So you got some illusion and you got some evocation.
Yes.
Now, I don't really remember, but have you found any 3rd level spells, any of the spell books you found so far?
No.
All been 1st and 2nd? Okay.
Yep, they're all 1st and 2nd. I mean, there's several good ones too in those spell books, but they're all 1st and 2nd level.
I guess it's a good thing because that means they would have been using 3rd level spells against you.
True. That would have been painful.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so he gets up and pretty much every morning, he studies his spell book, scribbles, takes some notes, and every morning he usually will ritual cast Alarm for a couple of reasons: to protect his belongings, and also it is one of the things he has to do to energize his arcane ward.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what he does in the morning.
His abjurations.
Yep. Go downstairs in the inn, the Drunken Morkoth, and sit down and have some bacon and ale.
Nalini's there. She does her typical hi.
And I'm like, I'd like some breakfast meat and ale every morning.
And she obliges.
Okay. I'll whip out a book, finish some sketches. He's been he's constantly working on arcane designs and stuff like that. So it's not been evident throughout our play because it's been so sort of compact, but he's a craftsman.
Yeah.
Right. And that was really one of his jobs at Tunareth was to make things. Specifically, he's a metal worker. He's a blacksmith, but he made not just weapons and armor. He made all kinds of things out of metal. And from the beginning, like from basically, I think episode 3. Of course, it's only been 9 days in game time,
Yes,
but
this is the
he's
9th
been
day.
working. He's been working on a design of something that he's been intending to make.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
In
go ahead.
addition to the other 2 things that the Blue Crater is actually working on for him.
Yes. And
So
that is the 2 things are a headband of intellect and an arcane grimoire.
yes,
Grimoire plus
grimoire
1.
plus 1.
In case people had forgotten the last track, but yes.
And so he's finishing the sketches because he's been trying to decide, how to make it work and what it's going to look like and what material to use. And finding that mithril suit of armor kind of clinched it for him. It's like, I'm going to make it out of fine silver. And his sketches of essentially a glove. But it's you can see it's sort of like, it's sort of an outline of most of it, except the 2 fingers are made of silver.
Okay.
And so he's pretty much got the design. And it's going to head over to Blue Crater Inn and
Academy.
Blue Crater Academy.
Yeah.
And sit down. He's got lots of irons in the fire. He's always making something. So put his notes together, talk to the people there, and sort of put together a plan for finishing the 2 items that he's already commissioned and assisting with them. And then laying out this thing, which the magic item he wants to create is a common magic item. It's not anything super complicated. It's a little slight twist on the prosthetic limb, which is a common magic item. But I would also like for it to contain a lockpick.
Yes. So this, the plan was to make a prosthetic pair of fingers and part of a glove magical to where they were functional, as well as hiding a lockpick to replace Tarathiel's 2 missing fingers.
Yes.
Yeah, you actually brought that up like between 3rd and 4th episode.
It was a very long time ago.
Yeah, but you've been going at a breakneck speed.
Yep.
Saving the world, saving children, saving everybody. But you don't always talk about downtime in between those fights and the adventure type. So yeah, you've been scribbling for days trying to come up with this idea, and you being as skilled as you are and as smart as you are, you've absolutely completed basically the schematic. You have created a schematic, for lack of a better term.
Okay, cool.
To which you can create the magic item of finger prosthesis. Very low level item, like a very common item as far as if you want to put like mechanics is in the magic world. No special materials, 50 gold to make.
Okay.
And you bring that to Master Deacon. If you remember, that's the guy that measured your head.
Yes, for the headband.
And Jonathan, the
acolyte.
guy, the acolyte at the front door, sees you, and Kal'duun, welcome back. Are you here to see Master Deacon?
I am. How are you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing well. I'm very wet all the time, but 'tis the season.
Do you assist with the Crater Lake any? Or is it purely the work of the priests?
I'm pretty sure it's just I'm almost certain it's just the priests.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's done anything with the lake in years. This is the hardest rain we've had since I've been here. Don't ask. Well, you can ask Master Deacon if you want a 16-hour dissertation on rain.
Well, I have an idea. Whenever I get any of Master Deacon's time of something that could help, but we can talk about that when he's available.
He is, and he escorts you to Master Deacon's office, It's up. It's on the 5th floor, which is also the library floor, which you do have access to. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Mm-mm.
But being a student and having paid dues and all that stuff, you have access to the library, which essentially gives you advantage on knowledge checks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
If I'm in the library. Yeah.
If you're in the library and given time to study, and it is dependent somewhat on the subject, right? I mean, it can't just be everything, but a lot. It will give you advantage on many, many, many checks.
I know something I need to look up.
Okay. Jonathan, knocks on the door. You hear, "Come in," and he opens the door. Always good to see you, Kal'duun. And he shuts the door behind you.
Hi, Val. It's good to see you too. Hopefully everything's going well. Hopefully Boxy has not been eating holes in the walls or anything untoward.
I'm not really sure where Boxy is.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows ever where Boxy is. Or Twerp.
Or Twerp.
Yes. I must impress upon you just how thankful we are that you brought us a pair of mimics to Blue Crater Academy. I will say,
it keeps
though,
the students occupied.
It definitely keeps them on their feet because nobody knows if they're sitting on a mimic or a chair. But I will say they have been no problem.
Oh, good.
It's actually a joy whenever we can speak with them. So,
good.
All joking aside, they've been a nice addition.
Good. Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about the 2 items that I think are in the process, and like to help you if I can, sort of contribute to them, speed that process along. And then I got an idea of another item I'd like to make. It's very simple, but it's sort of important to me. And then
All right.
I have a theory of an item that I'd like to sort of kick around with you that may help with our rain problem.
Have a seat.
Okay. Pull up a seat. Lay down my notebook, flip it open.
And he pulls a couple of papers out. One of them is you see what he's pulled out, and it's sheets of paper. The first one is a headband, which you recognize as a headband. He pulls it out, sets it over. That is days away.
Okay.
This is almost done.
Great.
Pulls out another sheet. It's got schematic. It's a schematic, but a drawing of a grimoire.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a few more weeks. If you want to come help, it will definitely speed the process along. Absolutely.
Yep, I'll definitely help. Okay.
Show me. What do you have?
So I'll flip open my book to the several drawings of the prosthetic. This is one of the things I'd like to put together to help a friend of mine. And also, I don't know how often there are people that need these kinds of things, but maybe this design could be expanded to create items for other people as well. Replace limbs. This one in particular is for a friend of mine's hand, but the idea I think could be expanded.
He takes your book, and flips it around, pulls out a quill, scratches something out, writes a little note, changes a little bit of math. Basically,
he tweaks it.
Yeah, he red pens it a little bit.
Yeah.
This has merit, and this you've made a very effective, simple design. Very well done.
Cool. Thank you.
It doesn't look like this would take more than a day to do a glove.
Wow. Yeah, I'll get to work on that. I think my friend would be happy to get it.
He turns around and grabs something. Ka-chunk, stamps a big A on it. Turns your book around, slides it back to you.
I passed the class.
Well done.
Thank you.
You have made an A in arcane engineering.
Level 1 arcane engineering. Common items.
Yes.
And so lastly, this water apparently is not common, and it's been a possible problem. We encountered an item while we were dealing with goblins, and I pull out the decanter of endless water. I set it on the table.
He grabs it and looks at it. Well, this, I believe, would add to the problem.
It would.
He
But
hands it back to you.
what would it take to make something that did the exact opposite?
What, it sucks water?
Yeah. I mean, if you can make water in a air, could you not take something that did the opposite? I mean, I'm assuming so we got into like, etherical
Theory.
plane mechanics. It's like, apparently it's piercing a hole into the elemental plane of water. And could we not do this exact same thing, but like reverse the polarity and cross the streams?
Don't cross the streams.
Yeah.
So he's got the water decanter and he's holding it up.
Don't say.
Geyser. Looks at it. This is definitely some sort of conduit to the elemental plane of water for sure. I'm sure it has command words.
It does, yes.
So if you were to do something similar, it would have to be some sort of plane that would suck. But how would you specifically suck water?
I don't know. But since we're possibly having a flooding problem, I'm thinking, and here's something that produces water, maybe there'd be something that could eliminate water.
Well, it's been, 20 years since we've had a rain like this, but generally the priests have an accord among each other to go down to the lakes and remove the water by magical means.
Okay, so they're already doing that.
It's been planned for, I don't know, 40 years. That's about how long the floodwater parade. Oh hell, I don't know. I never go to it. Anyway, the celebration. Since they started celebrating it. It was a strange occurrence. We had these floods. The priests decided to use magic to reduce the flooding damage, and out of this came a celebration. And honestly, over the last 40 years, the celebration has been overshadowing the actual problem. But the priests should take care of this. They always have in the past.
Okay, all right. So it's not a real threat. Like the cauldron's not going to fill with water.
If maybe even if nobody did anything at all, it wouldn't fill all the way. But it's flooded up a couple of roads before. I mean, round roads, like the inner perimeters.
Yep.
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean,
okay.
Reese will get to it. Good idea, bad premise.
All right.
Maybe it's good premise, bad idea. I'm not sure. Never could figure out which one's which.
It's all right. Well, I take the canter, put it
like
back.
where you might.
And then lastly, that cube, there was a gnomish puzzle box.
He pulls it out and sets it on the table.
There it is.
I was wondering when you were coming for this.
Yes. So I know that I need to spend some time examining it, try to crack at least some level of knowledge. So I suppose if you have the artisans available to work on those items, then I could probably devote my time to looking at this.
I think your time would be better spent working on this.
Okay.
I think a lot more to learn from this than you would creating your headband or the book.
Okay. All right. And then I'll give the schematic for the glove as well. It's like, if I'll give it to him. It's like, if your artisans could make that as well, I would appreciate it. And I'll devote my time to trying to figure out what exactly this thing is.
I'll have Jonathan try to come up with a prototype of your prosthetic, see how that works. Okay. If it works, we'll keep a copy, and then, of course, it's yours to take back. It's your invention, but we'll only use the copy to help people. We're not gonna sell your intellectual property to anyone.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay. I would like to have you keep me apprised on this box.
Okay. All right, then I guess I'll go to the research area Uh,
Yep.
so
Library.
I'm assuming he and I, Deacon and I, are finished.
He's finished when you are.
Okay.
He doesn't seem overly busy, and
Okay.
you've piqued his interest for sure because you've designed something he's never seen before, and he really obviously looks curious about the box.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the feeling that he's not done anything because it's not his.
Okay. All right. So I thank him for his time, and
Of course.
I was like, I am going to retire to the library and start examining this thing.
All right. You have a good wet day. I think that's
Thanks,
what they say
sir.
this time of the year.
So I'll go to the library, and before I start working on this box, I would like to do a little research on the Blue Duke.
All right. You can give me a knowledge history with advantage.
Alrighty. Let's see. Did it go? 15.
15. The best you can find right now. So it's not like you've recalled something, right? What you've done is you've found mention of it. Very, very old mention of it. Like 70, 80 years ago, mention of the Blue Duke. But it was more like a reference, like the Blue Duke, almost, those side column things in the book. The Blue Duke's name was there, and it was in reference to Castle Greyhawk 70 years ago. But that's literally, because of the role, that's kind of all the information you find right now.
So it's an old name.
It is an old name.
Okay. All right. So might discuss that with someone later.
Okay.
All right. So we'll take a crack at this puzzle box.
All right.
It's heavily enchanted. But before I start really poking at it, I'd like to do some research on it. See if I can find anything similar, ideas of what it could be. I know it's a puzzle box, but it's enchanted heavily.
Yes. So give me a knowledge arcana.
Advantage because I'm in the library, or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
20.
20. Okay.
Oh
so,
no, 25.
25. So some of the stuff you may have already deduced on your own just simply because of location. The design, the mechanical design, the tinkering design of the box itself is old gnomish. It's an old art form from 150 years ago. Not really lost, but just not used as much. Like they found better design. So it's just an old form of tinkering. The box itself, it's not like a solid box. It's if you hold the right angle, you can almost see all the way through it. So it's mechanisms, it's gears, it's wires, it's pulls. You can feel some things moving, like a disc will move. You can twist one, or sometimes you can feel like you can barely shift the box itself, but it's not giving way. You cast Detect Magic, and it has the aura of all 7 schools on it.
Yep.
But now that you've had chance to sit down, study, do some research, the one thing you do notice is the strongest aura that you get from it is Abjuration.
Okay.
The other auras are there, but the Abjuration aura, because of its strength, masks the rest of the aura's strengths. Right? The other 6 are there, but you can't tell the strength of the aura because the divination is overshadowing it.
Divination or abjuration?
I'm sorry, Abjuration.
Okay. So it's protected heavily.
That's definitely a safe assumption.
Okay.
But other than that, you fiddled with the box and you've turned it and you've tried to make some movements. Anytime you figure out something that would maybe slip over, or it's a puzzle box. Anytime you make some sort of headway in the puzzle, as soon as you let go of it, like you release your thumb from it, it slides back to where it was.
Okay. Do I get the feeling it
25. Go ahead. I'm trying to think. You rolled a 25. That's pretty outstanding.
do I get the feeling it may take multiple people to solve? It's like I don't have enough hands?
No, it feels like it's got layers. Like
Okay.
it's going to take, you do this layer. You feel like you rolled a 25. Not only do you feel like it, you found mention of puzzles like this before, specifically in the Gnomish culture. So what you know is that you've got to break down the most powerful aura, and then you're allowed to make a single movement of the box, which reveals the next aura, and you've got to reduce that aura, and then you're able to, so it's a combination of extremely, not necessarily powerful, but expansive knowledge of magic, as well as either really good at tinkering or just freaking smart, with a Rubik's Cube kind of thing. So mechanics wise, it's going to take a tinkering check, which is easier, or a knowledge check, which is a lot harder.
Okay.
To make the movement. However, you know that you've got to get rid of the abjuration aura first.
So dispel magic?
Do you? You're asking me, but you tell me what you try.
Do I think dispel magic? So I'm concerned. Do I think dispel magic will destroy the item, or will it, shear the layer that I need to shear to move forward?
You think at best, worst case scenario, no, you don't think it's going to destroy the item.
Okay.
Because it would be powerful enough to take out all of those auras, right? Best case scenario, it'll knock out the abjuration aura.
Okay. It may be what's needed then.
Okay.
So I will. You said I can get spells here, right?
Yeah.
To school. So
I mean,
it's
it still costs.
Yeah, right.
Because of scribing and stuff like that.
It's 50 gold per spell level. So can I pay the 150 to get dispel magic and try it?
Sure. I think it's 3 hours to scribe? Yeah.
It's
actually,
it's going to be it's 2 hours per spell level, but that's abjuration. So
I was about to say it's an abjuration spell, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an hour. So it's 3 hours and 75 gold.
Okay. Yes, it's available, and you absolutely have access to it. Just take off the cost. No problem.
All right. So then I will prepare to dispel magic and dispel.
So I don't want to be pedantic about this, but you can't prepare like you've already prepared for the day.
No. Yeah. But we're talking like downtime, the royal downtime. So tomorrow I'll come back with dispel magic known.
Okay.
And try it.
So let's just set up that you want to make that plan, because I just want to do today.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. So you have dispel magic. You've acquired it. It's in your spell book. The plan is to tomorrow cast it and then try to manipulate.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. That's a good starting point.
All right.
Was there anything else Kal'duun wanted to do today?
Today, no.
Yeah.
I think I've accomplished quite a bit. If since I'm going to be doing that, since I've realized that's what I need to do, I'll stop investigating the puzzle box, and then spend the rest of the day going through the magical library and scribing the spells that I need to kind of move forward, like dispel magic and so on and so forth.
Okay. I mean, you have access to all the spells, so just take care of the cost. You've got the time.
So speaking of cost, so you said that the prosthetic is 50 gold?
Yes, to create.
Okay. And to create. All right. So, I mean, I can create that. You said it's just a day, right?
Yeah. I mean, normally 50 gold would take several days, but this is a very simple magical item.
Okay.
You literally take a glove and you shape the material and enchant it. So, yeah, it's just a day to create this for a hand, for a finger, a leg, an arm. Bigger might take long. Will definitely take longer.
Okay. And so the headband and the Arcane Grimoire are uncommon items. How much are those going to cost?
Those are 500, but you've already started paying on those.
Well, I have.
I'm sorry,
but I haven't taken
rare.
I haven't taken it off my sheet. So I want to allocate the money. So if I spend any money on spells like Dispel Magic,
Gotcha.
I'm not going to run out of cash.
I think I misspoke. 500, I believe, is rare. Uncommon's like 100. Let me just look.
To make, it's 200.
No, okay. Base price uncommon is 500. Okay, rare is 5,000. So yeah, you were having these made for you, right?
Okay.
So, but you had the burnout Ioun stone for the the intellect headband, which did cover some of the cost.
And I had the spell book.
Huh?
I had the spell book for the Arcane Grimoire.
Yes, you don't. Yeah, you gave that part of it. And also, if you are going to spend some time assisting, just say 500 for the both of them.
So 250 each. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Because you turned in some powerful items for creation, and you also assisted in the creation.
Okay. All right. So it's good to know. So that just lets me allocate that money. So any money I've got left over, if I want to buy a couple of spells, I can go ahead and do that and scribe them.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Good. Yeah. So that's all I've really got planned.
Okay. The long-term plans will pick up again on Monday when we actually play the full game.
Okay.
But just we're doing the vignettes to give each player a chance to do very, very player-centric stuff. So cool. And we'll also we can start out on Monday as well. You can attempt your Dispel Magic. But again, we're going to do some downtime. But we'll go over that. We'll go over that on Monday.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And gonna reset it. Wow, that was a burp talk.
All right, we'll
Jamie,
go offline.
Are you good?
Hmm?
It's 10:30. Are you good?
Yeah. We'll go offline and then we can come back online and do mine.
Okay.
Heath, are you sticking around?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back.